Hey guys, I just made a post about one experience I had with somebody being very abusive spiritually. There's more to be mentioned here. Chelsea Smith, Sherwood Park, Alberta, works at Moto there. I had a group attack from her and two of her friends. Um, this started out, there's a bunch to name here. I started noticing before the past couple years that there would be alternating seeing this person out, smiling, talking to them, versus they would start driving by, almost curling their lip up at you, um, giving you a dirty look. And I never understood like what's going on here. Like we used to get along fine. I don't understand why you're being like this. Started seeing issues with like you could see it in her moods. I'm like, what's going on? Like one minute you're smiling, the next minute I see you out, and what's going on here? I end up seeing her out a couple times during COVID, where obviously things really happen, and she's full on swinging her arms, kind of growling outside. I don't want to say growling, but it was like a sort of thing. And I went, okay, like people are really, I get it. People are going through a lot here. Uh, it goes from seeing things like this, where I did yoga teacher training. I met a bunch of people that were her friends. It seemed okay. I used to go to that studio a bunch of times. And then it got to the point where I started having, like, what's going on with some of these looks? What's going on here? Overstep boundaries towards me psychically. Um, it started to uh, it started to get toxic. I ended up having psychic threats from her group of friends. I had threats from her friend Brandon, who is literally the owner of Park Integrative in Sherwood Park, when my dad was shaking in a wheelchair. Lily projected, walks up, threatens me, so all this sort of crap. His wife threatened me the next day. I had, you can double check this, I probably had between the group uh, over 5 threats, easily, psychic threats. Tracking from the group, trying to keep tabs on me to the point I go to the doctor's office to check my ferritin, and there's the one guy's wife trying to clairvoyantly keep tabs. I'm literally riding my bike by, and there is Chelsea out there with her partner. So loud, it was insane. What the hell was his problem? Because I'm riding a bike and I've been through trauma. So already there's this attitude with her. All these major anger issues are coming out. And it ends up ramping up to like, I'm literally driving by, stuck in traffic in front of a rec center, and she's giving me this look where the eyes are bulging, and it's just like pure hate. I didn't do anything to deserve that. Anything. Getting reactions like this. Starts walking by the house more. Doing one of these in the window. Actually did that. Like not right up to the window, but within, I don't know, 10, 15 feet. Just doing one of these. And you're sitting there eating breakfast. And I was like, what is going on with this person? It got to the point I had to write, I literally went in. Like was I riding my bike or walking? I was walking in the one survey. And half of the whole area was filled, literally over half of it, with like a cloudy smoke, which was related to her. I don't know what was processing, but I was seeing her riding her bike and literally doing, it was like psychic bullying, trying to lean on you. And it was this like, heh, that was the vibe. Look. And I'm like, what in the hell is she going through? And I went, no, I'm not going to have somebody lean on me like this. I don't know what the hell she's dealing with. But obviously stuff is coming up and out of her. I had her project right into my face, like this angry face as I'm driving. I'm in the backyard at one point, and a couple of her friends kind of showed up projected, and they were trying to tune in with energy. And I'm like, what is going on with these people? All the while, I was processing trauma, which at least a couple of her friends knew that. Yeah, I used to have a YouTube where I discussed it. It got to the point where I went back for a class, and she pulls up on her bike looking like she's absolutely fuming. And I went, oh, great. I go in because I had bought classes. And then she kind of looks like she's trying to be happy. I'm kind of like, okay, maybe things are going to be fine. Walks in, not even walks in, swings the door open. Like right away, you're like, oh God, she is absolutely pissed. And her voice is escalating as she's talking, continuously escalating to the point her voice started to crack and get raspy. And I went, okay, what is this person going through? What is this person going through? And I'm on my mat there, and like literally, okay, I'll be very honest. I see her trying to hold my hand psychically. Tries to hold my hand psychically. She's already with a boyfriend. And I'm going, I'm not showing this on my face. We had talked back and forth at different times over the years, but like, yeah. So I look down and I'm seeing that I'm laying on my back. I'm going, okay. And then I do not show it on my face because I'm not going to play into that. I was processing trauma. And then I can almost audibly see this anger just flare up in her and then goes from her face. She keeps going with it. I was processing anger and stuff with my energy field, I know. At one point, she doesn't even say namaste. She's so angry. She gets up, slams, like swings the door open and goes up out front. There's a bright red cloud of aura. I'm like, great, I get to walk through this. I didn't say anything other than what was said at the front desk. Any of this sort of stuff. I start walking up front and both hands on the front desk leaning over with eyes bulging. Like I talked about this before in another video and I actually toned it down. Eyes bulging, like ludicrous anger. Nothing being said but that anger at me. Yeah. I had done prayers for their businesses before. Her and her friends' businesses during COVID. I was putting stuff out, healing for people's families, all this sort of stuff. And then I started to get that towards me. While I was going through trauma I had so bad that I had taken my eyes fluttering. At least two of her friends know that. They literally, I was out looking at cars in Sherwood Park. Her and her friends tried to do merging and projections. I'm looking at, like, seriously, I walk out front, trying to help a family member sell a vehicle. There they are, trying to mess around. I've had enough. She literally got a group of her friends to psychic attack me, 3 energy fields, I'm standing at the front, not at the front, at the kitchen table. I'd had about 4 or 5 hours sleep. I was still just like this because I was processing trauma at the time. I was having nightmares, all this sort of stuff. 3 energy fields, wham, 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 towards you. At the time, I was going to church, doing all this sort of stuff. I've learned shamanism. I've learned all this stuff. I know stuff I could have dealt with this. I felt suicidal from this. Okay, I have a soul family member of mine, double checks, and I'm like, yep, exactly, definitely this person. She progressively starts to walk by the house more, and then I believe even gets her partner to walk by more. I'm sitting out front. She starts to do circles on her bike with her kids waiting there, taunting me after this, and flings psychically the word awesome at me. Yeah. The other day, I walk in the area that is about 300 feet from her house, something flies at my chest. Felt like hooks and stuff at my chest. Yeah. The issue, what I'm finding, kind of like the other video I did there, when I go and I actually make a comment to that studio, because I get, she's well loved. Oh, you must be mistaken. No, the mock, and it went into gaslighting, was this isn't Soul Cycle? What are you talking about? She doesn't have a bike. I've seen her on her bike I don't know how many times over the years. And makes it sound like there's something wrong with me. It turns around with saying, I hope you get the help you need. So it's one of her friends who, instead of giving it to the manager, which I picked up on, and the owner, they didn't pass it along, of me saying, look, this is how I was treated. This is ridiculous. I should not be getting treated like this. And they turned around and tried to gaslight me. They literally denied what I said she's well loved. I hope you get the help you need. You're mistaken. And I'm the one that went through and saw all that. And I was getting all these dirty looks. I was getting all this sort of behavior towards me. And yeah. So what's going on here? Like there was at least a couple that I'm like straight hate at me. So it is to the point of me making a video because I've said I've had enough. Like sitting out front, stuff trying to actually monitor to see when you're up front. And I'm going, no, and people might go, really? I'm going, double check what I just said with the universe. To the point you almost felt like like her friends almost trying to nudge you of like, you should go up front. And there's a difference between that versus your intuition. I go out front out of curiosity. Who starts to walk around the corner there? Not only to have attack, but her friends tried to manage me after and then try to keep tabs on me. And then it was starting to go into stuff about bullying. I'm at the library and I was already tired. I feel some energy sent towards me. I'm like, okay. And then I feel a nudge about maybe you should go to the gym. But it wasn't my intuition doing it, but out of curiosity, like maybe I will. There's one of her friends there. Yeah, just happens to be there with the energy of like, no, I want you to make sure you see me. Yeah. So it has gotten to the point that it was trying to be like group intimidation towards me. She's the one that group attacked me. I literally just explained what was happening. She's the one that group attacked me. She was trying to overstep my boundaries. She was trying to mess with me. And now that shit was going on. Having somebody try to taunt you psychically, trying to get you to do something nasty when you're sitting out front of your living area and they're trying to come by more often and they're doing circles on a bike. I get it, waiting for one of their kids to show up, but doing circles there and flinging the word awesome at you, trying to taunt you. Yeah. Doing stuff to do one of these. So you'd go out in the area and you'd be getting projections from them or trying to keep tabs on you. If you need to double check any of this, ask the universe. I'm not even close to, I'm not adding to this in any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form am I adding to this. All right? But yeah, this is somebody who lives like 500 feet from this house and thought it was going to be a smart idea to group attack somebody. Yeah. So Lily, the other day, driving, her car's ahead of mine, tries to push something out like this directly here on my stomach as I'm driving. I've had enough, and the problem is this person, she looked pretty innocent. Looks pretty innocent. But I'm the one that had the group attack. So what the fuck is she telling people? And what is her issue? And people need to see it. And maybe, because I'm seeing this maybe on my path, that I can see people very well. I've done a ton of shadow work. I see right through people. I'm really I've had enough of seeing people that they're putting on the mask and then they're going and they're doing stuff like that. And walking around like, oh, I'm this innocent person. I'm doing this, whatever. I don't even want to say innocent person. I'm this or that, whatever. It's like, no, they're not. No, they're not at all. So they had friends try to gaslight and cover them, and they did not pass along the message to the manager, to the owner, and then act like the person's innocent. And they were the one that was trying to mess around with me. And then got friends involved to try to pull that towards me. So people in your area trying to lean on you and intimidate spiritually. Yeah. Guys, I can pick up on I can't begin to tell you how much I can pick up on. And I'm not adding to what I'm talking about here at all. Even when I did the email, I toned it down. Why am I getting that towards me in these past couple of years? I don't care what is going on in the world or what somebody's going through. I literally, even when I was riding by on my bike, I literally was like, all right, why are you even having this attitude towards me? I didn't even say anything. I didn't look at you weird. Anything. That happened like a couple times. And even before COVID, why is it 1 minute you're walking by with this big smile, next minute I'm getting dirty looks? That's literally was alternating. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to maybe end it there. But yeah, when you actually have, I don't respect people that get a group of people to try to bully someone. I do that So, excuse me. Oh, I will say this because I'm not a, what's the word? Hypocrite on anything. I did not attack or anything like that. At one point, really overstepped boundaries with her. I had enough, and I made it look like an energetic tornado about yay big that would clean the space, but have it near the person of like, look, You're trying to overstep my boundaries, I can overstep yours, sort of thing. No attack, very specific intent. It's love and light. I'm not going to tolerate this. Like, hey, you're trying to overstep my stuff? No, I've had enough. Literally, the group attack I had with two of her friends involved, like I said, how I felt. And then on the astral, trying to have fields around you, trying to force connections to your fields, trying to have it that you'd be nudged to look at a picture, then you'd click the picture and try to force a transfer from you to them of certain knowledge. Tried to do that. So I've seen her and her friends abuse the absolute shit out of power without thinking, what's going to come back? This is somebody that did have a 600-foot energy field that I've seen walk around looking like they are like an angry teenager riding their bike. Now, completely contracted, distort the energy, not even remotely close to what it used to be. And I haven't explained it more. Like, I'm actually apparently doing videos on here again now because there's a lot I could say. I've learned universal law. I've learned a lot about this stuff. People do not understand when you go ahead and you do something like that, what it is going to mean. All right? What it's going to mean. You go and abuse the shit out of power like that, guess what's going to come back onto you? It's not necessarily just an attack. It can show up in all different ways. So I can say that in another video, but already energetically, what I've seen out of that person and obviously what's going to affect that group, I already know one person's business is going on. You know what? I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. I knew after the attack and all that, it came to me right away, the effect of this, what is going to happen in the lives of the people involved, the relationships, the business stuff, all this stuff. Like, don't worry, this is happening back. And I went, okay. Yeah. So if I have to discuss any more, any other specifics, I will. But yeah, this is I'm making these videos because I've had enough of some of the shit I've seen for how much I help the planet for, yeah, if I rhyme, I could do videos on that, how much I'm always trying to put out there to help. I don't deserve any of that. All right.